Welcome, beloved empowered healer. I am Songbird Grandmother, and this is the Empowered Healers Podcast, a sacred hearth for those walking the path of remembrance, restoration, and divine service. I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and out, allow your body to soften, let your energy begin to return home, and know that you are entering a sacred space where truth meets embodiment, and where the spirit within you begins to rise into full remembrance. Today, we begin a new 4-part journey, one that lives at the heart of all true healing work. Energetic sovereignty, the balance of protection and power. Energetic sovereignty is the knowing and the lived embodiment that your energy is sacred, whole, and aligned with divine truth. It is the art of standing in your center, unmoved by chaos, unshaken by projection, and unharmed by anything that is not love. Let us begin. So here we are. It's a new month, November. We're meeting on the full moon, super full moon, beaver full moon. I'm recording this right after our shamanic candle blessing early in the morning. And I feel like it's the perfect time to dive deep into this very powerful topic of energetic sovereignty. It's hard to believe, but I have been walking my shamanic path fully and completely for around 15 years in full-time commitment. I began this path at 3 years old when I started doing readings, just randomly. And my path really intensified when I was 17. I had a really big awakening at 22. And never in my wildest imagination would I have ever thought that this would be my path. I often say that because this is a path that chooses you. You don't choose it, but it's a gentle whisper throughout your life that you are here for the great mystery, the great divine, the great unknowing. And the deeper you go, the deeper this teaching of energetic sovereignty becomes most important. Because there are two great forces that move through all of creation: stillness and motion, defense and offense, containment and expression, the feminine and the masculine. In the Tao, it's called yin and yang. In the medicine wheel, it's east and west. And in our lives, it is constantly moving and flowing, blocking and damming. So when we speak of energetic sovereignty, we speak of the balance of these two living forces within you and how they express themselves in any given moment, and how to develop that balance no matter what storm comes in and through your life. This becomes so important in the age of social media. I feel like energetic sovereignty might have been easier decades ago, but there was always some kind of influence. That's why the master always goes to the quiet, the silence, the place where no one resides, nature, to balance those forces. And then the hardest thing about going out into nature and what they call enlighten is coming back into the world, because everything in this world is trying to throw you off that balance. When you have too much stillness, your light can stagnate. You became guarded, shut down, disconnected. But then when you have too much motion, you become overextended, overwhelmed, burned out. You're leaking energy or taking on what is not yours. In either of those cases, it's not balanced, it's not harmonized. It's going to lead to stress and sickness and illness and, crisis. Because true power is not one or the other. It is the dance between the two. The ancients knew this balance deeply. They knew that it's an eternal dance of receiving and giving. Mystics call it the union of heaven and earth. Indigenous healers knew it as the interplay of the mother and son, the grandmother, the grandfather, and the still womb and the fiery seed. For the healer, for the spiritual practitioner, this understanding is not philosophical. It's not something out there. It's not up high in the sky. It's not imagery or imagination. It is essential for your survival. Because when you open your channel, when you open your being, your spirit, your heart, when you start holding space, healing, or leading, you become a conductor of energy. And that energy must have boundaries, flow, and sovereignty. Without clear defense, you absorb what is not yours. Without sacred offense, divine action, you become stagnant and powerless. To be sovereign means you know when to open and when to close, when to listen and when to speak, when to yield and when to stand. You move with the rhythm of creation. And oftentimes, this is called humility, to be humble. Now, the problem with English is that humble means to be below. It means to be like meek or poor or weak, when in fact, that's not what humble means. Humble means wisdom. It means respect. It means intelligence. It means knowing when to do and when to not do. It is wise. It is an energy that speaks from the heart and not the mind. We do not live in a humble society, so it's hard to even fathom the breadth of that full word. Because to be humble is to live your life in peace. It's not grasping and wanting. It's not greedy, and it's just content. It respects others and it respects self. It has boundaries. To be humble doesn't mean to be a doormat. It means that you are a full person. When we go to other cultures in the East, in particular, here in America, the indigenous cultures, humble is the backbone of everything. It is how a person responds to the earth and to all of life's creation. It is beyond an action, but it is a beingness. So when we talk about humility, we talk about being the great bones of creation, to stand on a foundation of wholeness. Because in humility, you don't have to brag, you don't have to show off, you don't care. You don't care what other people think. You're happy with who you are, what you have, and you're willing to experience life in a place of complete sovereignty, where your emotions are your emotions, your thoughts are your thoughts, your feelings, everything that you do and become, you take responsibility for, because you know that everything moves from the inside out and not the outside in. When we move from the outside in, we are not in control of who we are. We are at the whims of whatever that emotion is coming, whatever that person is feeling, whatever that thing outside of us is driving us to do. This is why consumerism is so powerful here in the West, because it is an outside force that moves people to action, whether they want that action or not. But when you are sovereign, you move from the inside out, and it doesn't matter what the outside wants or says or does, because you know with an unspeakable truth your path. And this takes many, sometimes years and decades to master. And it's an everyday, sometimes every breath practice. But it is definitely worth it, because energetic sovereignty brings you to freedom. Not free doom, but freedom. Freedom. Freedom from all your wants, needs, and expectations. So let's take a moment to feel this truth in your body. Close your eyes if you can and bring your awareness to your breath. On your inhale, imagine your energy field expanding as if you are breathing in divine life force. On your exhale, see it condensing, forming a soft, luminous shield of light. This is your sovereign field, your energetic temple, your personal cosmos. It moves with you, breathes with you, and it listens with you. And as you inhale, whisper silently, I am open to receive. As you exhale, I am whole within myself. Inhale, I am open to receive. Exhale, I am whole within myself. The more you practice this balance, the more unshakable your field becomes. Because sovereignty is not a wall, it is harmony. It is you in your rightful place within creation. As you breathe in and out, Feel what it feels like in your body when you are in that space of harmony and flow. Know what point in your body feels strong and secure, what point in your body feels weak and unsure. And every day, speak your truth into that space that I am open to receive and I am whole within myself. Every healer, empath, intuitive, or guide who walks this earth is asked at some point to step out of the extremes and find this balance. If you've ever felt drained after a session, overwhelmed by other people's emotions, unsure where your energy ends and another's begins, then you are being invited into the temple of energetic sovereignty. This is your initiation into mastery, not the kind of mastery that dominates, but the kind that harmonizes. You become the eye of the storm, peaceful, clear, radiant. And from that place, healing flows effortlessly. So taking another nice deep breath in and out, keeping your eyes closed. Let's anchor this wisdom with a simple practice. Breathing in and out. Feel your feet or your seat connected with the earth beneath you. Sense the vast, stable strength of the mother, the great grounding presence that holds all life. Now imagine a gold cord rising from the center of the earth up through your body, through your heart, your throat, the crown of your head, and into the infinite light of Source above. Breathing in and out, you are the bridge between heaven and earth, between stillness and motion, between protection and power. Feel that power rising within your solar plexus, within your stomach, within your being, that you are the bridge between doing and not doing. Breathing deeply and affirming, I am the center of my universe. I stand in peace and power. My energy is sacred, sovereign, and whole. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. You wish you can open your eyes or just stay in that space. And just breathe. In this next new chapter, it's really important to breathe, take time out for the silence and pause to rest, to do when needed and called to do. But something I learned years ago when I lived in Asia is that whenever you can, wherever you can, close your eyes and just receive. You know, I lived in Korea for a year, and that's a hustle bustle society in South Korea. It's constantly doing and pushing and forcing and making it happen. And yet at the same time, they have this balance of peace and doing and not doing. So when you go on the subways or the buses or any public transportation, it is completely silent. And people are closing their eyes and they're meditating. They're not sleeping because right when their stop comes, they immediately jump up and go back to the hustle and bustle. But they take these moments as they can get them to connect within, to balance, to meditate, to pray, and to receive. And as you own your energetic sovereignty, my wish is that you carry this frequency with you into your week. And remember that your energy does not need to fight, defend, or prove. It just simply needs to be in right relationship with the forces of creation. So when you walk as a sovereign healer, you walk as a vessel of both peace and power. Peace and power. Now imagine a world with peace and power. Imagine that for your children and their children. Imagine that for your coworkers, for your family, for your friends, for your community, your neighborhoods, and our sacred and precious country and world. Everything in this world tries to divide us and tear us apart, to hold an illusion of power and control. But when we step into sovereignty, peace, and power, we step into the truth of who we are and the unity that we are one. No one is here to snuff another out, to erase another's truth, because nobody can erase your truth. No one can expel or extinguish your light. The only person who can do that is you. When you let the forces tear you down, you are extinguishing and diminishing your light. Never let the judgment of others stop you from what you want to do, stop you from your truth and destiny. Don't allow emotions to tear your world apart. Don't allow that to happen. Everything in this world is emotionally charged, but you don't have to be. You can simply stand in your peace and power and humility, knowing that the inside always prevails. When you're strong within, you can withstand any storm, just as the hurricane. Her power and might is in the inside, not the outside. She is a destructive force, but on the inner part of the hurricane is all the peace. It is all the harmony, and it is all the balance. In our next episode, we'll explore the guardians of defense, the spirit's ancestors and natural allies who protect your path and keep your energy clear and strong. Until then, may you walk in sovereignty, stand in peace, and live in a sacred rhythm of balance. I'm wishing you all the best in this new era, in this new chapter. And I am grateful for you and all the things that you are here to do, be, and say and see as the empowered healer you are. Until we meet again, many blessings. Aho.